Good evening and welcome to tonight's show from DJNTV, Disc Jockey News TV. Tonight's show is brought to you by Electra Voice, DJ Event Planner, DJ Trivia, Odyssey Innovative Designs and Cases, NLFX Professional, Promo Only, and the DJNTV Insiders. Hey, this is John Young with the Disc Jockey News and Disc Jockey News TV, and today we're going to be digging into my weekly video here on Sunday morning, and this is how DJs mess up their Facebook page and their Facebook experience and their Facebook potential when it comes to their business page. Now, this is something a lot of you have had, and you're going to get a little bit, especially those of you who follow me, but I wanted to title this show today, basically, effing up your Facebook page, but Jimmy said he wouldn't create a graphic like that, so I don't understand, but basically, it's kind of subtitled how your invite to like might be hurting your page in the long run. A lot of you, what ends up happening is you go and you're friending people and then you invite them to like, thinking this will be good. No, that's not a good idea. So, and to finally give you a hashtag for today's show, it's hashtag don't be an idiot. Hey, I didn't need that double click. Let's get rid of that. Hashtag don't be an idiot. So let's get into it. First off, when you have a new Facebook page, you create the page for your business, and the first thing you need to do is you need to get 25 likes so you can get the custom URL. That would be like facebook.com/discjockeynews or my cool DJ company, whatever it is. You need to get the 25 likes. And the best way to get these 25 likes, and this is going to be contrary to what I'm going to tell you in a minute, is to go and post it up on your personal profile and say, hey, I got this new page. Can I get some people to go over there and like it? Once you have the 25, then you can get that custom URL. Otherwise, it's facebook.com/XYZ my best DJ company, whatever. It's just this long monstrosity. You want to get that custom URL. So for the first 25, you're going to get them pretty much any way you can, but don't go and click and do the invite people. The invite people is just completely asinine, and I wish they would take it off from there because in this case, it's stupid when it comes to business pages. When it comes to events, that's a different story, or if it's something to that effect. Completely different story for inviting people, but business page, not so much. But you want to get to the 25. Then after you get to that point, now the idea is everyone wants to go higher. I've even some of the comments and such from this is like, oh well, I want to have more than 100 likes. I don't want to have just my little page with 100 likes. I want my page with 1,000 likes or 10,000 likes. Well, there was the thing called buying likes that happened a few years back. Was a really big thing because you could go and you could buy 1,000 up to 10,000 likes for an amount of money, and you would get these likes on your page generally from international sources, whether it would be some from the African continent, some from the South Asian continent. You would get these likes and you would grow quickly. Many people did that. There's a problem with that, and we'll get to that in a second. Another way to get the likes on there is to basically spam your friends in groups and your friends, or go to groups and say, hey, like my page. I go to a DJ one and do that. There's other ways to grow your likes is to start creating real content that gives value to people, or people get value from. That's a great way to grow likes because people are like, wow, I get something from this, and they will click like your page. And then of course, when you have that real content, you can do some promotions with that real content, and you'll be able to build likes in a positive way for your page. So let's jump back to that. So you want to be my friend. Basically, the number of people, and we all get this, the number of people that are coming to genuinely be a friend of yours, or they want to be a friend to follow you, is so big. And then you have the people who are going to go out there and they want to try to friend every DJ. And you guys, I'm sure, have seen Chinese lighting companies. They're trying to friend every DJ they can so then they can pitch to you. So you want to be my friend. Are you wanting to be my friend because of you following my information, or you have something to share, or we've met? Or is it basically going to be something where you are wanting to be my friend so you can try to pitch me something? Not cool. So to follow or to friend, this is something that for those of you who are wondering if you should follow people like Brian, or friend people like Brian or Brian Red or myself or Ben Stowe, sometimes it's not, you don't want to waste that friend. You only have 5,000. Sometimes you don't, you're like, I just want to follow because some of the things you post are cool, but we're probably never going to engage. You can follow and that's good enough. I follow numerous people that I'm not friends with, and it's intentional because I don't want to have to, I'm not going to waste that friend spot. Not that I use them all, but I'm not wanting to be their friend. I just want to follow their posts and such because sometimes they put something clever up. Most of the time, probably not, but sometimes there's something clever. Follow or friend. Think about that before you go click the friend request, because sometimes the follow is good enough. Of course, there are times when people friend you and you're like, oh yeah, I want to do that because I kind of know them, but you know what? I don't have a whole ton of interest in their life. And what you can do, for those of you who basically want to kind of keep your newsfeed clean of people you really don't know, you can do something like this. I want to see if this little video will play here. Is that on the page, and I'm showing you this on a desktop version. I just did a little cutaway, and this actually is a friend of mine that I'm not unfollowing. I follow his. And I think I can play here, where you can go to the following and you can click on it and you can go down to the unfollow. And that means that I'm not going to basically see, in this case, any of Anthony's stuff. Although Anthony is a friend of mine and I follow with the default. You can go and click here and do that. If you need to, you can go click here under the friends and you can actually block, unfriend and then block them if you really, really need to. And a lot of you have done that because of the political things. But sometimes you can become friends with them and then you don't follow them. For those of you, I don't want to hurt any feelings, but if I don't know who you are and you friend request me and we have some mutual friends, I might accept your friendship, your friend request, but then I'm going to probably unfollow you because I don't know who you are. And I checked your news feed, and if you don't have anything in your news feed that's going to be a benefit to me in my life and get positive or something to that effect, I'm probably going to unfollow you. It's nothing personal more than I'm not going to benefit, and I only have so much time during the day. So this is probably the route I'm going to go. So the idea of why it's bad, kind of jump back up here, why it's bad when it comes to the likes, when you're wanting to grow, and the one we're going to look at is why the buying likes and the spamming of friends are the bad idea. And that's what I want to get into. There's two areas in which it's going to affect your Facebook page success. One is suggested pages. And what Facebook will do at times is that they will look at some of the people who follow your page. And when they have others that they're identifying that have similar interests and similar traits to the people who are currently following your page, they're going to recommend it as a suggested page on the side. For a while, the Disc Jockey News was like a favorite of theirs, and our growth went like through the roof in the early days when they were doing this. We were for about, I think, 6 weeks, the suggested page. It was basically, we were their flavor of that 6-week period. Growth was incredible because DJs were seeing it around the country. Then it kind of trickled off after that. If you have got a wedding company, and we're going to look at a wedding company. So if I've got my DJ John Young wedding company here in Alexandria, Minnesota, and I want to really just kind of work in that area. If I have 100 DJs from around the country who are liking my page, that means that Facebook is going to look at the type of people who like my page. Well, I've got a few local brides and I've got a few recently married young ladies here, and then I have this group of DJs. It's going to be like, maybe the suggested page should be to other DJs who are in these vicinities, or maybe to other DJs across the board. And I've seen this already a few times where I've seen some of your guys' Facebook, your local wedding things as a suggested page for me, because Facebook is confused. It's seeing too many DJs and not enough local clients. And because of that, it's saying that, oh, well, this page must be designed for other DJs. So now we're going to suggest it there instead of maybe suggesting it to 20-something women in my Alexandria, Minnesota area. So your suggested page is one area in which it's going to really hurt. The other is something called a lookalike audience. Lookalike audiences is basically looking at a source and creating an audience that has the same traits and similarities to it, in hopes that that your page or your thing would be appealing to them. So in the case of a lookalike audience, there's a few different methods of being able to find. Let's see. I want to go look at it. There's actually, I think, 4 main ways of creating a lookalike audience in Facebook and such. And the one that we're going to talk about is the most here. And I'm going to actually be showing a lot of this in at the end. At the end of this, I've got a slide that shows it. In May, I'm going to be doing this for the DJNTV Insiders for our members area, how to create a lookalike audience and utilize that. I'm going to be touching base on this in July with the Marquee Show and November for the Mobile DJ Meetup. All 3 of those events, we're going to be digging into this kind of stuff. So there'll be much more in-depth and examples and such at that. But page like lookalike audiences. It looks at the people who like your page and it's going to create a lookalike audience to that. So if my lookalike audience is mainly brides and such, so I've got my first 25 people, which are friends and family, but now let's say that after the 25 or 30, whatever, now the next 500 are mainly brides around that central Minnesota area. That's what Facebook's going to see. Oh, most of the people here are brides from that, or that 20-something-year-old women in this area. Then it's going to create a lookalike audience with similarities to that group of people. Maybe most of my people of the local brides are in their 20s, and maybe they like Kohl's department store, or maybe they like Walmart or something like that. So then what Facebook is going to do is find people in that geographic region about the right age that like Kohl's and Walmart, and maybe they like Toyota Camrys or whatever it is. They're going to find people who also have those same similarities, and they're going to put them into this lookalike audience. Those audiences are some of the most successful ads, or running ads against those audiences for lookalike are way more successful than some of the other things. Obviously, people who like your page is going to be probably the best ones. But when you have to start extending out, and if you're just going to do a generic blast to 20-something women compared to a lookalike audience, the lookalike's going to be giving you a much better result. So there's others to create a lookalike audience besides the people who like your page. There's the engagement of a video, meaning the number of people who have watched a video, and you can designate that, and you can create an audience based off the people who have watched that video, and then it's going to be, you're going to be able to make that lookalike audience. So in the case of an engagement video, if you had a cool little video that you were showing to your local people, if you have too many of your DJ friends and they're coming and they're looking at that video, it's going to throw that lookalike audience off again. Now, not that I don't want my DJ friends to know what I'm doing and such, but I don't recommend, or I don't ask my DJ friends to be liking my page because of things like this. There's another way is to have a pixel on your website and a conversion, which means it could be that they go over to your website and just hitting a page, and that puts them into an audience. And then, or it could be that they go there and they actually buy something. And I can take that information, and then Facebook will go and say, oh, look at these 40, 45, 50, 5,000, whatever it is number. These people are now part of this, and I can create a lookalike audience based off those 50, 100, 5,000 people who have those similar interests and similar traits and such. Now, in that particular case, I'm probably not having DJs pop over to that as much, so it might be a better way, but for this story, we're not going to go there. And then if you have an email list of leads, you can actually drop that into Facebook, into the ads manager, and it will create an audience off that email list and a lookalike audience if you so desire. Let's get back to that page lookalike. The key thing is that they're going to look at the bulk of who is in your current likes, and they're going to go and look at the traits and some of the similarities and the interests these people have, and finding you more people like that. You can set the percentages. Say we want to go in an area, and it's going, geographic area, and if I want to have like 1% of the people who have the similarities, and I can increase that percentage. And what happens is, as I increase that percentage, you're going to get maybe more suspect. You're going to get a larger audience, but you're going to have people who have fewer similar traits. At 1%, you're probably going to have a very high ratio of common traits between your current your group, your little core group, and this lookalike audience. But as I want to have maybe up to 5% or 10% to enlarge in that lookalike audience, I start to get people, maybe now they, instead of having 10 things in common, they have 5 things in common, which means I might have more suspects. I might reach more people. It might be great, but it's all based on those traits and interests. And again, if I have DJs in there and not brides, or past brides, potential brides, if I have too many DJs in there, it's going to throw off what those similarities and interests are. So when we have a lookalike audience and such, you want to, we talked about the first 25. Ideally, you want to have at least 100 likes on your page before you even try to create a lookalike audience off your page. If you are too small, you're not going to get very well. They recommend actually having about 1,000 likes on your page. So for some of us, we haven't gotten there. I mean, on my personal DJ page, I don't think I'm at, I think I might have 200 or 300, but I actually have enough to create a lookalike audience. It's just that the more you have of your optimal clients or optimal type of people, the better your results are. So 1,000 would be better. So it becomes the next question is, what can I do to build my likes on my page? You know, the biggest way is to, you know, be creating that quality content for your target audience. So that doesn't mean I'm creating the things for DJs. That means I'm not showing pretty pictures and inviting my DJs to like the pictures and such. I want to create images or take pictures at some of the venues I'm working at and share those with the venues and tagging the venues. And if I have some beautiful pictures of a bride and she's okay with me posting them on page and tagging her so that maybe some of her unmarried friends will see that and come over. Those are the types of things that would appeal to most likely my target audience, and I can, you know, be more relevant in their world. I can also take some of these cool pictures and such, or this information. I can create ads appealing to my target audience. I can kind of define them. I can do a different method of creating an audience where I can go and find brides or engage people within a certain geographic region. I can go and do that and then have them. Hopefully some of them will come and like me. And again, I can choose the objective of what I want them to do. If I want them to click through, if I want them to learn more. And if you go and click the one where you're going to get page likes, that generally will lead to more people coming to your page and liking your page if you set the ad up. And that will be something we're going to cover in some of our future shows. The biggest, though, again, is to take pictures, share those pictures, tag the venues, and have a relationship with the venues, because the venues will do something like they'll be like, "Hey, check out, we got this great picture from John Young, and he does a great job at weddings," and then they post that up on their page where more brides are looking, and it's going to send traffic your way. So images, video, things from venues, tagging venues is really one of your best methods of handling today's social media world. Okay, a little word from our sponsors. Hey, coming up at DJ Expo this year, we're going to have a DJNTV Insider Chill event on Tuesday night, just like we did last year. We're at the British Pub, or the Irish Pub, excuse me, British Pub. British Pub was back in Vegas. We're going to be at the Irish Pub. Check it out. We'll have more information on that, but that's going to be coming up the Tuesday of DJ Expo. I want to make sure I threw a shout out to that. That's why it's in the slides. Yay. So we can create a lookalike audience and such with that. And some people ask about Instagram, because Instagram is so tied into it. Instagram's a little bit different. We're going to be covering that in future videos. You can't create a lookalike audience like you can on Facebook, but through the Facebook ad manager, you can create engagement custom audiences. And that's going to be something that is, for those of you who are in Instagram, it's a really cool way to be able to do some things that you can't even do that well on Facebook. Coming up, I just wanted to mention this earlier. More information on this. May 27th for the DJNTV Insider area. I'm reading my little script over here. Actually, I could read it right there. We're going to be talking about a sales funnel, but we're going to be using Facebook ads and how to feed a sales funnel and how to put together a simple sales funnel for DJs that's going to be effective in getting you some leads, getting you some potential clients, and then maybe making a few sales. Then in July 8th, 9th, and 10th, I'm going to be at the Marquee Show, and I will be going and covering some of the things with lookalike audiences and how to set up ads and such for that show. And then in November at the Mobile DJ Meetup, which is coming up in Allentown, I believe is where it's going to be. I'll be there, and we're going to be talking more about Facebook marketing, custom audiences, and creating all of that. And that will be coming up later this year. So that's it for my little quick show tonight. Thank you guys, or this morning actually. Thank you for being with me and watching. And if you have any questions when it comes to lookalike audiences and such, again, we'll be doing more training on that. And if you want to reach out to me and such, we can definitely chat and hopefully help you be a little bit more effective with your Facebook page. Thanks for watching.